let's see exactly what these teams are going to be able to do here, as they are going to be looking to give it their absolute best. You know, they are going to be pumped up and ready to give their all into this one. And I'm super duper excited to see exactly how they play it out. You know, both of these teams are going to be preparing themselves. I think that this is a really big proving grounds for Exodia in particular. You know, they managed to slip in to the group stage right at the last possible moment. And it's really their biggest opportunity to prove themselves against some of the region's best right here in Ground Zero. And very excited to see what our pick band phase looks like as we get straight into it.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, there it is on our screens. The hovering of Angela. I will say, maybe it's one of these things. You never know. We'll find out very, very soon. But let's get into the action. Straight away off the bat, Ultron is out of here. You know what, Massey? Tell me. If I recall, I think Ultron was the second highest ban rate from last night. Second highest.
You are 100% correct. That's there, Lager.
Insane.
Mantis was immediate bans, and looks like
wait, hold on.
Today's no except.
This is the first Mantis protect.
That's actually insane that they let that slip through. I'm shocked. Wow. This is the first time we're seeing Mantis all of stage 2, right?
Yeah. Mantis had 100% ban rate last night. Finally, Mantis will be on our screen.
They've broken the chains. They're free.
They're free.
Oh, the Guardians will be so happy to have Mantis back. My goodness. All right, we got our next set of bans coming up right now, everybody. So I'm seeing already full focus on the strategist there. This might not be any exception. There it is. Goodbye to Jeff. We are not seeing Jeff NATO, not seeing Jeff Time. But what we are going to see is perhaps one of our vanguards on the protect here.
Okay. Smart to see these patterns right here. Trying to make a prediction here. I think we're going to get a protect on a strategist as well. I think that might be wise. Ooh, Emma makes sense. Okay, listen, Emma, Mantis, easily the most banned, respectively, in their role. Emma is easily the most banned Vanguard, seconded to Mantis, the most banned strategist. When it comes down to it, very valid pick here, makes sense. Final ban coming out, it's going to be Luna, which Ground Zero cannot play, and now Exodia is going to go for the final protect. Already protected Adam. What do we think is going to work with that, Adam?
I think they might be looking to make perhaps their own Lunar Snow work into that one. Perhaps their own little power play there. But, you know, there's always ways around it, and they are going to be focused up on the Magneto Vanguard this time around, banning away the Emma Frost. So, not going to be seeing that one from Exodia, but they've got the Mag to at least play around a little bit more into this and see what they can do. But it's time for our picks to get locked in here. Joji. Yes, it's the Joji from Pig Team before. They are back online, everybody. That was the surprise. Joji is subbing in tonight. Lottie Tot will not be online. It's all Joji. And we've seen those Kraken impacts before. It's something I can never forget from stage 1. And looks like he's going to lock it in once again.
Lock it in once again. Okay, let's actually get into the madness right now. We're going to see something cool. Keen to hear all the action, of course. And of course, there's madness, there's moments for much more to happen. Netra is actually going to be rolling out on the Mantis to start us off. So, everybody, screenshot right now. The first time seeing Mantis on Marvel's Ignite Stage 2. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Something different, something nice in Gamma combinations, a bit more combative as we're here on Celestial Husk. It's going to be good to see these combinations working. I also really like what Exodia is running out with, because it's been a long time, Massey, and I know you've hyped it, and we've loved watching it in Collegiate as well, and University Games. Joji's back on the Bucky. One of the best Buckies in the region. Easily. It's going to be absolutely awesome to witness some of that madness, that Kraken impact, as you mentioned. But it's like with Psylocke as well. Ooh, everybody knows what I'm about to say. I'm ready to see some slashing and dashing, and hopefully a good time with some Psylocke action. But of course, the rest is up to these teams as we're rolling out to the Celestial Husk. 15 seconds to the area unlocks. I'm just curious to see who's going to get that first pick.
Likewise, you know, they're looking to take the high ground here. See what they can cook up out of this one. Mission area going to be unlocked momentarily into this, looking to see what they can deliver. Ooh, big damage already. Netra pops it up, but Looks like we are going to be jumping into a little bit of a pause phase there. So hopefully we should be all good momentarily. Perhaps some technical difficulties. So we'll see what's going on in the background there. But still, already we saw the power of that Mantis getting the opening KO. That's just crazy. You know, the damage coming through there. I think there's a big reason why that's been insta-banned every single draft, except for today. You know, today's the day of surprises.
Today's the day, you know. Cassia knocked her out. Unlucky. Cassia said some nice things in the chat, so I will feel the RIP for Cassia at the moment right now. But unfortunately, the Mantis put in the work. So, in regards to that, pause for now. Gonna get back to the action very soon. Gonna get into the madness of Celestial Husk. As we know, this map brings out some different dive compositions, brings out some brawl. Very hard to play long range poke. However, I've noticed Ultrons do bring out sometimes that potential, but Ultron's banned out for now for both teams. So we're not going to see the Metal Madness in disguise for now, in this round especially. But other things that can happen here. We're already seeing it right now. Invisible Woman is probably the best pick here when it comes to the strats, purely because of boundary playing around walls is so beneficial in this point specifically because it literally aligns with the map structure. So you can put walls up and give them protection to your high ground duelists who are just, you know, sniping in the backline, protects your low ground vanguards who are playing around that low pillar area, and those on the high middle platform as well. So when you have an ultimate like that, which can heal on literal multiple playing fields, nothing better than a boundary there. I would say Eternal Bond is a bit limited in that regard, but in other maps, Eternal Bond definitely has the advantage.
Yeah, and I guess that really does depend on the landscape you're placed into, doesn't it? You know, how well you can take advantage of your strategist's presence there. You know, you might be able to find some really big potential out of like the resurrection composition there with the Atom. You know, you might be able to really make good use out of the Karmic Revivals on one map in particular, but then on another could be a whole different story. And I guess that's the difference between some of the modes as well. You know, you really got to think about what best suits the situation in front of you. But you know, one thing I've loved to see suit a lot of situations lately is Jeff Time getting a bit of love into the most recent patch there. You know, I've definitely been seeing a lot of potential from that one when it's available, that is. You know, obviously there's some specialist Jeff players out there. In particular, we saw that one banned almost immediately against Brunk last night, you know, so that doesn't surprise me in any way, shape or form, considering they're a very, very good Jeff player. But yeah, hopefully we do see some good eats, so to speak, coming out on some of the maps there. I think that'll be really great
we saw
fun.
two triples yesterday, yeah? Two triple KOs?
Yeah, we sure
I believe
did.
from Jeff. I believe, yeah, some good plays. Yeah. It was absolutely good. One on Krakoa, if I recall, as well. There was another one that was just absolutely elementary. You just managed to just defeat the presence that was defending the point and flipped it. I think that was a Fury match where they did get that map win early on. Started off the day with an absolute banger clutch moment from Jeff. I would love to see more of that Jeff action soon, as we of course are going to jump back into the game any moment now. We're going to get into the good times for sure. It's definitely going to be good, messy. I'm hoping to see what value could come out from this, definitely. Keen to get into it.
Yeah, I'm keen to get into it as well. You know, I think that it's a great way to start things off onto the Celestial Husk here. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of fun coming through into that one. You know, it's great to see how we've got a lot of great things, honestly, happening in the background for Marvel Rivals as well. You know, the new map coming online. I think it's today, isn't it? I think it's today. The time zones line up. Yeah. I feel like Carter Heaven might be available soon.
Okay. I want to play some
of that. Yeah, hop on, like, let's play right now. No.
Let's go. No. We got a show to do. Oh yeah. Listen, we're here to cast players today. We'll jump on that later tonight, but for now, we're gonna watch these players. We're gonna see how they're gonna hash it out and have a good time on Celestial Husk. We're gonna get into the action very soon. It's gonna be good. But ultimately, you know, I want to also mention, you know, as we know, we're noticing changes in the meta. We're noticing certain picks flying through different elements. I will say it's nice to have a break from the Loki Luna composition. Very tried and true for about 2 months. It was constantly the pick, but nice to see different variety. I will say though, even though we did kind of retire that Guardians rival team up, still seeing Adam play, but it's more aggressive. It's not as on the back foot as much. Kind of enables teams to just fight sooner, which I kind of like. I like that teams are playing high risk, high reward when they have an Adam, and I do believe, you know, later on we're going to see some Adam gameplay for certain. A lot of these teams love their triple strategist lineup, but I was actually watching America earlier this morning. They also do have the triple composition showing up. I believe Shiv made that call as well. There are some good vanguards out there, some good strategists who are holding it down, bunkering, especially on Araka. And bringing up Araka, I will also mention, we'll see that later today, definitely it's a pick that definitely these teams are going to go for if they lose their first round. And they might bring out the Angela because it's definitely a beautiful, perfect map for Angela. Bobbing and weaving in the high tunnels. There's pits of despair that just plop people into, you name it. It's good value nonetheless. I'm keen to see some of that gameplay. But at the moment, one thing I also mentioned, Gamma is working. I've heard rumors we might see the BP, might see Black Panther with that Gamma team up. So we're going to start with Bruce. We're going to have no more. Gamma Squids are going to be on the ball, but I'm waiting for the King to show up and complete that Gamma team up. That's what I want more than anything. That would be beautiful. Absolutely.
That's it. We want to see Black Panther break out once again there. Definitely excited to see more teams make use of that one. And, you know, thinking back to the Angela pickup, which we might be seeing into some of the matches as well, I've seen some pretty crazy combinations there, honestly. You know, if you're running the double Vanguard up front, I've seen some great Angela players capture some of the strategists in the back line there, pull them straight towards an Emma Frost, and then they just hit the choke slam, and it's GG. See you later. So it's definitely some crazy, like, things you can cook up with your team there. You know, I'm just picturing, like, you have like the Angela, Emma Frost, you might even have, say, like a Squirrel Girl, maybe even a Spider-Man, and then you've got like a Luna Snow and a Mantis if they break in. It's just crowd control essentials. You know, you're just stuck in place forever. There's no way out. I think that would be the composition of misery, to say the least.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it would be the composition. Absolutely, it would be the composition of misery right there. But what I also want to see, we've heard the rumblings, thunder in the skies, Thor is out there as well. Yet to see Thor action here in the Down Under, in the OC. Surprisingly, isn't he one of our own? Chris Hemsworth? Come on. Where is the Thor action down here? I want to see some thunder, okay? It's time to bring it out. Maybe we'll be patient. Maybe we'll come out with the Angela later. We'll see what happens. But for now, we've got the time. We're going to get into the action, the game. We'll be back.
We are so back and ready to attack in a 2. It's action time now, and already a great start from ground zero here. They've managed to build up a lot of early percentage, and very eager to see if they can capture a little bit more through as well as Exodia. Struggling to find their mark at the moment, already taking up a lot of damage. Joji locks in, Kraken impact available. Good shots on to the Squids as well. They are trying to see if they can get something further through, get the shutdown over the top, but it ain't gonna happen just yet. They're gonna bide their time. Hogs though, they turn into the Hog. Corner Proteus coming out from Lou there as well. They're pulled through onto a KO on a Zikrik, but it is gonna be the invisible boundary to keep Exodia.
Oh, that is absolutely power right there. We'll also mention 82% and climbing sound selection coming out from Adam right there. It's gonna be absolutely blasting on forward. Big power right there. It seems to be opportunity for the both also drop as well. We see some gamma action from Hogs going into the monster form right there. Big gamma claps taking out Bubble Curve, taking out the invisible woman, going straight for Garcia, taking out Lou. That's 2 straight down. Hogs putting in the absolute work.
Putting in the work and ready to rumble. We'll see who will rise, who will fall, as it is going to be Exodia falling onto that first mission area. So the Celestial Husk starts strong onto the hand. It's not clenched anymore. It's open, and now it's time to jump into the Codex and see who might be able to decrypt it, who might be able to take advantage of this situation. And you know, you were talking about the Gamma team up before. We've at least got part of it coming out for Ground Zero, but Hogs has decided to make a, nah, this is a bait, surely. Oh, unless they've got Strange and Spider-Man. There's no way. I think they're setting up a cheeky little portal play where Spider-Man pulls them through and off the map or something just absolutely devious. Like, nah, okay. That Hogs has changed back. We're okay. It's not going to happen, but I was getting a bit worried for a second there that we might see something incredibly sneaky coming through, but Meteorem online for Exodia, Invisible Boundary online for Ground Zero. This is their time to go 0 to hero. This is their time to power in.
Whoever did
There it is. The portal is winding up. It's going to be from Soupy. I'm going to assume that Adam's also lining it up. We're going to see who's going to land the portal, V-portal action. Looks like it's going to be a quick portal. Just go straight to point, face to face. And Hogs takes us like Cassia falls as well. That is big value coming out from GZ right there. Putting in the absolute work. That's one. That's two down for Exodia. Absolutely decimating the presence right there. But of course, ultimates are coming online. Alice has the boundary. The more could be close than ever to the big well. The Horn of Proteus, of course, can be called out any time they need. OP though, as of course the meteor ready to fly and crash down. Gonna see Exodia does have point contention for now, even though they had a tough first fight. But they're still leading, and with a couple more picks, they might be able to get their advantage. But he takes that Zycrick in the back. Joji falls as well, and there it is. That's 1, 2, 3 down for Exodia, and the time is winding back around. And of course, GG is going to be able to put the pressure down, taking 1, 2, 3, 4 down. That's a 5th gone as well. That's Exodia down. You're going to have to regroup. Looks like GZ is going to be capturing first heat, getting some percentage for themselves on the board.
Yeah, great way to open the account, and we'll see if they are going to be able to do more. Move forward into this one as they look to take it nice and slow, nice and steady here. Joji leading the charge, trying to break down some of the terrain. Let's see if they can bring the pain on to the back line as Hogs is trying to sneak around the back there, see if they can catch a strategist or two, but it ain't going to happen. You know, Exodia, they're not going to be caught unawares. They are going to be able to slip away as they did bring out Seduction, Invisible Boundary, Meteor M as well coming out, but it's going to be the boundaries on both sides of the scale, and Netra has actually been fallen down through the chaos here. So big pickup from Joji there. We're going to see if they can get more. They will. Adam is out of town. A Kraken impact online as well. Maybe they can take advantage of this one. Beta both worlds from Cassia though. Is Hulk going to be smashing their way through, and it's going to be it's the butterfly to pull through for 2. So great stuff coming out from Exodia right now. They've popped the Hulk down to Bruce form once again. Hogs trying to slip away. They will not get away from Joji. And that's going to be a grand turnaround from Exodia to get their initial mission area percentage.
Absolutely grand right there. Absolutely pushing through. You know what else is pushing through? That percentage for Exodia right now. Closer than ever to the 40% mark. Being able to tie it up with GZ right here. Potentially take the lead even in this next fight. Depends on how they play. They got the Agamotto ready. They're going to have Kraken impact. Potentially we'll get that boundary up soon from Bubble if and back it on up. But besides backing it on up, we need to go forward, get into the next fight right there. The Squids are just hammering them in the backline right there. Lou taken out by Joji, who played a bit too close to the edge over there. Gets caught out. Adam takes Suki. Big choke slam. Taking out OP. That's going to give power to GZ right now. Taking out half of Exodia, but Exodia still holding on. But it's not enough as GZ take point contestation, even though they did get a 5% lead from the 48 to the 33, sorry, 43. But of course, GZ is going to climb back up to that 50% mark. This next fight's probably going to take him around to the three-quarter mark, 75%. But besides the math, getting to the reality of it all, Exodia do have Agamotto and Kraken Impact online, and they've saved those 2 ultimates to be able to line it up with a couple others that the team are rolling up very soon, including the boundary. Flags kicking off, Phoenix is going in, and Song Inferno crashes down. Revsy takes out Bubble and Joji. Zycrick and Cassia down. OP down. So much power pouring in from GZ. Revsy gets another, and Soupy's down. That's all 6 of them down. That's a big team wipe for Exodia out of here. GZ put them down, but one final opportunity. Soupy does have the strange portal, but they're trying to block Soupy from making it right now. I think Soupy does have a chance to get away with the portal though. Let's see if they go. They're winding it up, and they do manage to get the portal. GZ's overextended, but the reality is they're just going to use Soupy's portal. They're just going to jump on through, Matthew.
Yeah, taking the fight straight to them in the last stages here. OT time are still going to be online. No, big meteor. Does it pop? It will. They've taken down Lou. Looking to pull through for even more here. Zycrick locked in. Does find Netra, and now they are pummeling them down. KO after KO. It all pulls through. Hulk Smash is online for Hogs though, so they're not giving up yet, not giving in, and they will be able to find a KO on a Revsy there. So big potential coming out from Exodia here. Still holding on for dear life into this one. Joji on the Spider-Man though. This could be a good capture. That it is. Atlas is down, looking for another around the back there. They are locked in on these KOs, but they will get taken out themselves. So well done by Ground Zero to bring it back, but Exodia, they're going to get the point percentage in their favor now.
Power coming through. because Ult's being absolutely poured in by Netro and Lou right there, putting the power down. They're taking out Bubble Car right there. Netro taking out Cassie as well. Super Falls as well. Big power coming out from Manor. And there it is. The Inferno. It drops. OP taken down as well. That is power. But of course, what we have to also realize is Hogs is just clapping through. Big Gamma taking him down. Overtime ticks off. GZ take the first round here on Celestial Husk. That is, of course, that means, you know, the Codex is theirs. No, yes, it is. Sorry, second round. I apologize because the pause kicked me off. Celestial Hand and Codex is for GZ. They do take the first map here of this best of 3 series. Rewind it, play it back. There it is. Victory for GZ starting us off tonight. But another chance. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see if it is going to be another chance for Exodia. You know, I was impressed with some of the little things they started to do there. I really like to see when Joji started to get the ball rolling in particular. You know, we saw some good Dance of the Butterflies coming through from Zycric there as well, but it just wasn't enough in the face of a GZ there. You know, Lou took advantage of that Gamma team up there with Hogs and really managed to take advantage of the Squids, just getting a lot of damage over the top. But I mean, Lou wasn't the only one pulling through. You know, you had Revsy really popping up, Netra making a lot of impact as well on the Mantis there. Like, there was just a lot of potential all the way around here. And very interested, very excited to see what both teams can do heading in towards the second map in contention here. You know, which convoy map are we going to? Where are we going to go? Like I want to know.
Well, I want to know too. I'm hoping we get to some good action, maybe even perhaps something different, but very likely it's going to be Araco. Very likely these teams are going to go for Araco. It's a good pick. It's a good map. Brings out the triple, brings out some saucy compositions, brings out some different things. But of course, highlights are here. Revsy putting in the work. Massive plays on the Phoenix. Big Gamma Freeze taking out Soupy right there. Soupy did put in so much work on the Doctor Strange. You love to see it.
Love to see it, and there's more where that came from. We did have a bigger place coming out. Phoenix powering in, locking it down for Revsy there, and going to be looking to do even more of the same, you know, getting shut down in the end by Bubblecar, but there's more than meets the eye as they kept their team powered up, locked in. But it is Adam shut it down with Lou and Co there, trying to break in and stop Exodia in their tracks, and they did just that, swinging the favor back in their direction and managing to get their first set of power on the board there, their first victory on domination, and we'll see if they can carry that momentum through into Convoy as well.
Well, yeah, definitely. Absolutely, definitely going to be a good one going into this. I hope, you know, now tech pauses are good and done. We're going to get into action after action. That's all we want. The impact is exactly what we want. But I'm hoping we might see some Kraken impact. I think Joji, you know, didn't get the chance to fully pop off on that. We'll hopefully see it very, very soon.
Yeah, definitely excited for how that's all going to look. You know, I think that we've seen the potential of Joji before. You know, we saw it all in stage 1 when they were playing on Pink Team there. Some of their former teammates now formulating what we know as Brainstorm Esports today. So if those two teams get to face each other, I think that'd be pretty exciting, to be honest. But maybe not. Maybe not. Nah, it'll be good though. But yeah, definitely keen for how things will flow down, how things will go heading into the rest of our endeavors. And it's great to see that Exodia have started to prove themselves in the sense, you know, they've got pretty close, I'd say, towards the tail end of that one. I think they built up to like 70-something%. So definitely, you know, not getting slid over by any means. You know, they really gave it their all, managed to rise up to the occasion, but obviously GZ were just able to overpower them into that first one there. So really interested to see what the difference will be, I suppose, heading into the convoy section. You know, man, where are we going to go is going to be fun.
Definitely. And of course, we're going to come back with all the action, jumping into the next map, jumping into the matchup. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we return, back into the action.